Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have Brandon Jones, BMAC, hard launching his new relationship. I'll share the very heartwarming video he posted along with his statement and also a second proposal from Zack Cross. I know what you're thinking. Didn't he already propose to Katie Bigger? And she said yes. Yes, and now he's got a non-televised proposal, so we'll get into that as well. Fun stuff. Also, I want to start by letting you guys know our single parent appreciation wish list is up for Christmas. How this works, and listen very carefully, is we will be selecting at least a dozen of you guys to be featured in our single parent Christmas wish list. We have a voicemail number, 401-558-7841. I need you to call that voicemail number if you want to be considered and tell me and my audience why you would like to be one of the single parents whose wish list we feature. All the details are going to be linked in the comment section below. You also have to fill out this short thing that just lets me know who you are, that you're a real person, and tells me a little bit of something about you. And come December, we'll have our 12 days of Christmas, Feliz Navi Dave style. So you can get those submissions in right now. Again, 401-558-7841. And I'll let everybody know once we have those finalized. All right, let's get into it. So B-Mac Jones has hard launched his relationship. His last big relationship was with Serene, which ended in disastrous form. That being, she accused him of cheating. And then he said, I wasn't cheating. We broke up and it was bad and this and that. We'll get into all those details, but let's first go to the reel of his hard launch. And for those of you out there that aren't up to the terms, a hard launch is when you go online on your social media and say the name of the person you're seeing. So a soft launch would be, I don't know, someone being in the photo, but you don't tag them or whatever. Here it is, hard launch. So this is love. And they got a nice photo there. I'll have to play this twice because the edit's quick, but very beautiful stuff. Sunsets, piggybacks, dancing, kissing, looking, loving, hugging, smelling each other's hair, Halloween costumes, all the good stuff there. And he posts this. She's truly something to let the world know about. Since the show, dating has been tough. Finding someone who genuinely cared for me and who cared to know me rather than details displayed on the TV screen. She's been there for me through thick and thin, through ups and downs, through rumors, and through each and every battle. We focused on privacy, keeping our relationship away from social media and growing with each other without a camera lens. But I've realized, F that, this woman is truly something to let the world know about. I love you, Miss Anna Marie Rapeto. So very kind. One more time. Let's play that one more time. It's very sweet little reel there, you know, out in the boating lifestyle and doing their thing. And, you know, look, I can understand how nervous he would be to bring a relationship to the social media after how his story ended. He was essentially, after Michelle Young's season, kind of like the hero guy who was crushed. He was like destined for Bachelor in Paradise. And Serene was also, you know, geez, one of the most beautiful people. They were both gorgeous, good-looking people. And their relationship did not work out good at all, to the point where he recently went on Clayton Eckert's podcast to share his side and received a lot of negative feedback from that. Although my response was, there's always more than one side to a story. Here's what he had to say.
Do this every single day, and I'm crying every single day. I'm just like fearful of my life every single day. It got to a point where I was just like, yo, do I want to do this anymore, man? Is this going to be my life from now on? Because I don't want this to be my life from now on. Like, I'll get 8 calls at 5 in the morning and I got to talk to her till 3. And if I don't talk to her, she's going to release the 80 videos that she has of secretly recorded fights. She's going to go on the podcast and ruin my life. And I just heard this over and over and over and over. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm back on the show. It's just like, yo, what's going to happen today? And then my anxiety started going up and it started leading into depression, and I didn't know who to go to, and I couldn't afford therapy at the time because I'm paying for this highly priced apartment and I'm dealing with her. And then now I'm moving at the same time too. And it's just like, and then I'm going through this every single day and I'm crying every single day. I'm just like fearful of my life every single day because she's like, I'm going to do this. I have a plan. I'm going to do this. I'm going to ruin your life. Yo, over and over. And she's like, the whole time was like, hey, I'm sorry that hurt you. So I just took accountability for it. Like, oh, should I even be feeling this right now? Like, maybe I should. Maybe I do, like, deserve this, right?
So just to reiterate, if you missed this story, it was a pretty big story several months ago. She claims, Serene, that they were still together when he was caught dancing with a woman at a bar. He claims they had broken up. He also claims that she would hold, I guess, secret recordings over his head saying, I'll expose these recordings. Apparently, in those recordings, there's a lot of yelling going on. Her brother accused him of being emotionally abusive. The internet, at least on Reddit, is very much Team Serene, which is no surprise. She, get the better at it, and I think I can understand why they would be on her side. My thoughts about this is that they were bad communicators. There was some sort of anxious attachment. There was just the negative energy that comes from when a relationship ends, and the controlling energy. But with all that aside, all I can say is I wish them the best. I mean, it was interesting. You had people over here like Jill, friends with Serene, said, Clayton, I know you've been wrongly accused by multiple women in the past. I believe that you are well-intentioned, your efforts to support and bring awareness to men's mental health. However, you are not allowing for the speculation of a good person who I witnessed suffer. So, it just, whenever you're friends with one side, you see the worst in the other side because you get the story from that side. And Clayton obviously got the story from Brandon, and she got the story from Serene. The truth is probably somewhere in between, but only one of those two parties had their life sort of turned upside down by it. And what's also interesting is like how, well, I shouldn't even get into the Clayton stuff, but it's interesting that the commenters from that clip were calling out Jill for saying, well, how are you going to bring that up when you didn't even stick by, whatever, when no one publicly stood by Clayton's side? So it's very interesting to see this from a different lens several months later, just by having this conversation and just by taking the stance that maybe he did go through hell with Serene. Just by taking that stance, you have to deal with a subsegment of the audience who then will attach me to their views of misogyny. Like, oh, these are men sticking up for each other. When in fact, I've been in relationships where I've had things held over my head. I've been in relationships where I've been the needy one, but also I've been in relationships where I've been the one where someone's trying to control me. And I've never been, not to this extent where someone's trying to, I've luckily been, I think, pretty good at my communication style, but holy hell, it's just, any rational person can realize, man, sometimes whatever like trust issues they had from being on the show and they're becoming influencers and all the muck that exists from being on the show, they weren't able to survive that whatsoever. And he's moved on. And maybe it was a great thing that he didn't have, that they didn't make their relationship public. Maybe that was great. But right now it's also good that they're finally deciding to share it. I mean, they've been together since April, as according to what they've said. So the relationship itself is probably longer than his relationship with Serene. All right, let's take a hard left turn to another relationship in Bachelor Nation, Katie Bigger and Zach Shallcross. They posted this over the weekend. How lucky am I to get to say yes to you twice? She said yes. And then Jesse Palmer said 8 more fingers to go. All right, so there it is. So, yeah, they got engaged, and I covered this on this morning's Rush Hour podcast, but I wanted to cover it here as well. Yes, they got engaged on the show, but it just goes to show that a show engagement, and, a lot of cases, people want to redo it for the privacy because you need that special moment for yourselves. So what's so funny is Kelsey said, congrats, you lovebirds. And it's like, Kelsey, you're next. So, same thing with Charity. Will this become the norm that your show engagement isn't the real one and that you have to then get it? And I think this is a good idea because it's a pretty good sized rock. When you think about it, when you think about the show engagement, it's like you're only known each other for 2 weeks. That's basically a promise ring. That's just you deciding to go out. And then the real engagement can come after that. Nothing like the De Beers industry and Neal Lane profiting off of all the slinging of diamonds going on. All right, well, those are your updates right there. If you want some non-Bachelor content, and God knows we need it because I'm so sick. There's really not much going on. I've got a new clip on my stand-up channel there. If you want to check that out, I'll post a link or after when this episode ends, it'll reroute you to this video. But it's a funny story about how my wife caught me cheating on her. It's not, I didn't cheat on her. You just got to watch the bit. It's a whole thing. I don't want to give the punchline away. But anyhow, that content is up on that channel. And then also, if you want non-YouTube stuff, I've got the podcast, The Rush Hour with Dave Neal, crushing it right now. We are just expanding so far outside of Bachelor Nation. We're covering pop culture, entertainment news. It's a ton of fun. I'm giving you my thoughts on which Christmas movies to watch. I mean, I'm loving the fun we're having over there. The behind the scenes community on Patreon gets to watch us record that live, patreon.com/Dave Neal. But the podcast itself, The Rush Hour with Dave Neal, is free. Scan that QR code or just type it into your phone or computer or car or literally whatever device, your Google Nook. I don't know what the hell you listen on, but there it is. All right. Congrats to Brandon. I hope you find love and I hope it flourishes and I hope you propose twice. All right. That'll be it. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.